I know a lot of you, a lot of you I care about a lot, are going through some tough times right now. Some of you are hurting deeply, and I just want to encourage you today. Sometimes when we go through strong, difficult times, emotional traumas, it's easy to begin questioning and to say why, and I don't understand, and maybe I wasn't on as solid footing as I thought. And I just want to tell you today, I told a friend of mine this yesterday. I said, there's a lot of things we don't understand. There's a lot of things we don't know. But in difficult times, when the storm comes, we have to hold on to what we do know. And we have to remember who God is and His love for us. And that's hard to do sometimes when we're going through a very difficult time. But, I was just thinking this morning about Psalm 56, verse 8. It says, "You number my wanderings. You put my tears in your bottle. Are they not in your book? When I cry out to you, then my enemies will turn back. This I know, because God is for me." That is a good word right there, my friends. He numbers our wanderings. He knows when we're off course. He knows when we're going through difficult times and the storms. He puts our tears in a bottle. His tears are precious to you. I know I have a lot of friends, I know a lot of people that they don't want to show weakness and they feel like crying is a weakness. But to the Lord, your tears are precious to Him. You should not be ashamed of your tears. And there's a healing that comes from the release of crying. And I'm not talking a lot about letting your emotions overwhelm you and being ruled by your emotions, but I'm talking about don't stuff stuff. Deal with it. Take it to the Lord. Cry on His shoulder. Reach out to friends and cry on their shoulders, because that's the Lord put us to work together, and we should be here for one another. But he counts your tears very precious, and He holds them in a bottle. But it goes on to say, "When I cry out to you, my enemies will turn back. This I know, because God is for me." Today, remember that God is for you. Even if it doesn't seem like it, even if it seems like He's a million miles away, or even if it seems like He's angry and mad at you, punishing you, you got to understand He wants good for you. You have an enemy, you have life, you have to deal with other people. A lot of things happen, but this you should know, and I have to know, that God is for us, and He will be fighting for us as well. And then in Psalm 61, it says, "Hear my cry, O God." This is verse 1. "Attend to my prayer. From the end of the earth I will cry to you. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I." Sometimes when our heart is overwhelmed, the place that we need to run to is the rock, the stabilizing force of Jesus. We need to turn to Jesus and rest in Him until the storm passes by and we can see and think clearly. And the last verse I want to talk to you this morning, or section of verses, is in Hebrews chapter 6, beginning of verse 17. It says, "Thus God, determining to show more abundantly to the heirs of promise the immutability of His counsel, confirmed it by an oath, that by two immutable things in which it is impossible for God to lie, we might have strong consolation, who have fled for refuge to lay hold of the hope set before us." First of all, he's talking about if you need consolation, if you need comfort, if you need strength, go to the refuge. And when you go to the refuge, you have a hope, because God's promises are true. He doesn't lie. It goes on to say, verse 19, "This hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, and which enters the presence behind the veil." The anchor of Jesus will hold you together. It will hold you in place so that you're not tossed to and fro, way off course. Hold on to the anchor in the middle of the storm. Now, the anchor is only as strong as what it's fastened to. If it's fastened to something in the world, you're in trouble. But if it's fastened to Jesus, you're going to be in good shape. And it says that this hope we have as an anchor for the soul. Your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. Okay? Your mind, your will, and your emotions can be anchored to Jesus. And it says here that it is sure and steadfast because it enters the presence behind the veil. We can go into the presence of the Almighty God because of the work of Jesus at the cross. Today, He holds your tears in the bottle. He is the rock and the anchor for your soul. This we need to know and remember and hold on to what we know. Have a blessed day. God is on the throne. Jesus is coming back soon. Hold on in the middle of the storm. He loves you and He's got good plans for you.